Fate is a series where the main antagonist could be considered to be fate itself. The characters always fight against the things the world and destiny has decided for them. Artoria struggling against the fate of her kingdom, Shiro rejecting the truth of his future, and Sakura desperately wanting life in her control. It's a theme that's been there since the very beginning, but the character that I believe embodies it the most was actually a later addition. In history, Elizabeth Báthory was a Hungarian noblewoman and is said to be one of the most prolific female serial killers, though the number of her victims is up for debate. Known as the Blood Countess, she murdered virgin women and bathed in their blood in an attempt to gain their purity and youth so that she could stay young forever. Though it should be noted that such occultic allegations are more attributed after her death. Still, she was horrific and cruel nonetheless, torturing and mutilating hundreds of young women in her life. Her nobility ended up saving her from being put to death, but instead was imprisoned in her own castle until she died. In Fate, the backstory is largely the same, though colored in a certain way. She was a girl that was a product of her environment, raised and surrounded by people that were as wicked as she would grow to be. From her perspective, what she was doing wasn't wrong. She was a noble. People were just resources to be used how she saw fit. She just happened to be caught and was able to be prosecuted. She was sealed away behind a brick wall, left to die, forgotten, scorned, and reviled. She did not understand what she did wrong and was left asking, why, with her final breath. This spin on it makes her a character to be pitied. Obviously, we can't condone the things she's done, and unlike characters such as Nero, her past deeds aren't sugar-coated. But it is still sad to understand the series of events that had led to her becoming a monster. And her notoriety brought her to the Throne of Heroes. Now here, her spirit origin actually splits into two. One is the version of Elizabeth going by the name of the vampire Carmilla. This version is one of concession. She accepts the things that she has done. She is what she is, and what happened, happened. There is no use fighting that. And then there is the subject of this video. The Lancer, Elizabeth Báthory. This is a version of her that manifests as a 14-year-old before she committed the atrocities. However, this is actually a completely conscious decision on her part, not that dissimilar to Penthesilea manifesting as a younger self rather than her peak form. Elizabeth is fully aware of the things she's done and what happened to her. She has all of those experiences, but she rejects them. Fundamentally, this very manifestation of herself is a huge middle finger to fate and the world. In her life, especially towards the end, she was hated and forsaken. So, what does she do to combat that? Become a pop idol, of course. Because everyone loves a pop idol. You can't hate a pop idol. They are everything she wants to be. She knows full well she is a sadistic monster. It is her very nature. But she's actively choosing not to be one. I once read a rendition of the story of the frog and the scorpion that had a similar tone to this. In it, the scorpion didn't kill the frog, and when questioned about it, the scorpion said, "I can't control my nature, but I can control my actions." And I believe that is what Elizabeth is striving for. And if you're interested in looking at that rendition yourself, it's in the description below. And also, this actually all leads into a small little theory I have about her draconic traits. I feel like they're actually a backlash from the world trying to give her a dose of reality. Sure, you can call yourself whatever you want, but you are a monster. The more you resist that, the more you will look like one. That kind of thing. But to me, this is what makes Elizabeth the quintessential Fate character. It's not just her actions, but her very existence that's a rejection of fate and karma. The world wants a monster, and she tells it no. And I mean, she's still naive and still has sadistic tendencies. I don't think those are really changeable. She's misguided, but incredibly earnest, wanting to do what's right, but also wanting approval any way she can get it. And it absolutely infuriates me when the writing staff for Fate Grand Order are so mean to her all the time. The amount of mean dialogue options that they give the player when interacting with her literally disgusts me. And hey, if you are not convinced yet that you should be loving Elizabeth Báthory, I got one more for you. Something that is in no way speculative, but is just written fact. During the E Pluribus Unum Singularity, Maeve uses Clan Calatin to bring out 28 demon gods. Yeah, 28 of them. Everyone else is starting to give up hope at the sight of that, but Elizabeth is the one to step up. She refuses to back down and surrender. She can't let her friend's sacrifice be in vain, and she can't let the world crumble. She'll take out all 28 by herself if she has to. She is more than willing to fight against impossible odds because that's what her very existence is all about. She refuses to be the Blood Countess Elizabeth Báthory. She is the #1 idol, Ellie. And she will carve that impossible dream into the world. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, please let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I'm very interested to find out. And if you want to see more videos like this, as well as reviews and lists and other things for other anime and manga, be sure to like and subscribe as well. And don't forget to hit that bell icon so you don't miss an upload. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. And if you would like to support this channel even further, helping me create bigger projects and making videos like this one better and better, please consider supporting me on Patreon. All the links are in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to catch you next time in the void. Later.